Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. There is so much fake silver going around, and especially if you are new into the world of precious metals, you gotta be careful. Even if you're experienced in the gold and silver world, you still gotta be careful. There is a lot of fake silver being spread across eBay, even probably seeping into your local coin shops. This video is going to teach you how to tell if your silver is real. Now, before we jump into this video, I want to mention this. You will be guaranteed your silver is real if you buy from legit bullion dealers like APMEX, Provident Metals, JM Bullion, Modern Coin Mart, SD Bullion. That's why you should always buy from these places. I recommend steering far away from eBay because there's probably about a 30-40% chance that if you buy silver on there, it could be fake. So that's a percentage I don't want to mess with. I would rather get the 100%, the 100% chance of my silver being real from buying like APMEX or trusted dealers. Now, there is a lot of fake silver, and they're getting better at faking the silver. It's getting harder to tell. Back in the day, you'd be able to tell if your coin is real or not. Like if it was a Morgan, maybe the 9 or the 1 or would be slightly off, so it's easy, you know. But nowadays, they've nailed it. So it's much harder to tell when your coin, or if your coin is real or fake. So they mention a couple different tricks, and there's many more tricks than this article mentions. So I'm going to mention some other tricks as well. So before we jump into this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, because I post daily videos. You definitely want to stay tuned with all the craziness, with all the chaos, with so much stuff happening. I'll give you an update every single day on what's happening and what you should do with your silver stack. So you want to be subscribed. So are you looking for ways to tell if your silver is authentic, the real McCoy? Well, there are several ways you can determine whether your silver is real. In fact, some of the best silver test methods are quite easy and can be done right at home. Others require a little more involvement. There are some virtually foolproof ways to make sure the silver you buy is real. We're going to examine all of these approaches in this article. So, silver tests at home. There are a few simple ways you can check the silver content of your coins, bars, rounds, and other items. These methods include the melting ice cube trick. Well, it's not really a trick, more like science in action. You see, silver is highly conductive. It's actually the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. So in fact, it has the highest electrical conductivity of all known elements. So if you place an ice cube on a silver coin, round, or bar, the ice should melt very quickly. Mind you, it won't evaporate into a puddle of water or convert into steam instantaneously simply by placing it on something made from silver and in typical room temperature, but the ice will melt much more quickly than it would on other objects in the same setting. So I've never actually heard of that one. I mean, it makes sense, you know, it does make sense, but it's really it could be easily fooled or misproven, because it's kind of hard to tell unless you had the fake coin and then something else to compare which melted fast. But I don't like that one really much. So here's the ring ping test, or the ping test. So we're not talking about the 1973 ABBA hit song Ring Ring, as in the sound a real silver coin makes when it hits a hard surface such as wood, floor, a tabletop, a counter. A real silver coin makes a warm ringing sound for a couple of seconds upon hitting something hard. Copper, nickel clad coins and these other base metals don't make such a resonant sound. Instead, they produce more of a click. So if you really have silver, since it's so dense, it's going to make more of a warm ringing sound, and that's something you can test it with. If you do have if you have an older coin or a newer coin and you want to test it and maybe you don't want to bang your coin against the table, there's other alternatives as well. So you can you can easily make the audible comparison by dropping a pre-1965 90% silver coin and a copper nickel clad coin of the same weight and size. So here's the magnet test. These are some other ones that a lot of people use. So have a very strong rare earth magnet. Good. Silver has very weak magnetic qualities. So if the object you are testing for its silver composition sticks right to the magnet, your item is unfortunately not made of silver. Let's read that again. So if the object you are testing for its silver composition sticks right to the magnet, your item is unfortunately not silver. Note a lot of metals that appear silver in color are not magnetic. Either a seemingly favorable result with these magnet tests does not necessarily confirm your silver is real or is of the purity advertised. It's simply a way to check that the silver isn't obviously fake. So this goes to when it said, like with maple leafs, it says they're 4/9 fine silver, so it's a much softer, much more pure metal than American Eagles, which are 3/9 fine silver. So if you're looking to see the purity, there's other tests that we'll go into that this article actually doesn't even talk about. And there's also another way to tell if your silver is real. So if you're testing silver bars, another form of the magnet test is to hold each ingot at approximately a 45-degree angle. See how slowly the magnet moves down the bar. This is what I do. This is what a lot of people do. Because real silver is so conductive, the rare earth magnet will produce electric currents in the silver, making it act as an electromagnetic. That will help slow the rare earth magnet as it moves down the tilted silver bar. This is one of the first tricks I used. If I highly recommend getting a rare earth magnet, you take this and if you tilt the bar like 45-degree angle, like it says, the magnet should move very slow down the bar. But if you have, let's say you have another bar and it moves fast, then that bar is fake. Chemical tests. There are a couple ways you can test your silver items using chemicals. See, I don't really like this type because if you're trying to test to see if your silver is real and it's a piece of silver that you don't want to be ruined, if there is any type of collectible value to it, numismatic value, you do not want to do the chemical test because it will leave a spot on the coin, usually. There are some precautions here, namely to your physical health. Many of the popular silver test kits out there contain acids. These caustic agents can severely injure you if used improperly. Be sure to wear all recommended safety gear when using these tests and follow all directions. It may be the best conduct these tests in well-ventilated areas. Also beware that the acids and other agents in these silver coin testing kits can damage your silver items, right? Like I was talking about. If you don't want to order a silver test kit but don't really care about the appearance of your silver item, you can apply bleach to the product you're testing. Bleach will make a silver item turn darkish color very quickly, and yes, right before your eyes. So if you really don't care what your silver looks like, if you're just investing into silver for silver, then you could use bleach as well. There's also another test you can do. You'll see most local coin shops do this. It's like a piece of like sandpaper, but it's actually like a testing kit for precious metals. You actually see a lot of jewelers do this as well. You like scratch a side of the coin or a side of the necklace, and determining upon and then on that, when they scratch that testing kit, that sandpaper, then they drip a dye onto it, and depending on whatever color that dye turns, that shows you if it's real or not. So that's another way to do it. There's also another way. Since silver is such a dense metal, it's hard to replicate the same exact dimensions and size. So, for example, 1 ounce of silver is extremely dense. Not many other fake items, because when you're faking a coin, you're not using silver, obviously, so you're using another metal, lead maybe, whatever the case is. So since lead isn't as dense as silver, it's going to be hard to get the same shape, especially if it's 1 ounce. So another way to tell if your silver is fake is weigh it on a scale. If it's fake, it should be slightly less than an ounce or more than an ounce, depending upon the size and the amount of fake metal used in the coin. So that's another very easy way. Everyone has a scale, right? So weigh your coin. If it's not exactly, 1 troy ounce, then that gives it away right away. That's a very easy. That's probably the easiest way that I'm surprised this article didn't mention. So why agonize over whether your coins, bars, and rounds are made from real silver? If you buy them from a reputable source, you'll never have to question yourself if your bullion is the real deal. And that's what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Buy from APMEX, Provident Metals, you'll never have to worry about this problem. Unfortunately, a lot of silver stackers and other silver bugs learn this lesson the hard way. Some try to save a few bucks by purchasing silver online from a backdoor source. They may buy it from an unvetted online auction seller or obtain through swap meet type of arrangements. Only later do they discover they were scammed. Now they're out of all their money. And especially when it comes to these more expensive coins, imagine like spending like a couple $100 on some Lunar Series coin or some older Morgan or something, and then to figure out it was faked. That's if you're gonna be spending a lot of money on coins, especially if you're more of a numismatic stacker, or you're buying gold, or even the smallest amount of gold is a lot of money. You have to be buying from reputable dealers. You do not want to do this. You also don't want to be careful who you trade with on YouTube. A couple of years ago, the stacking community got hit by a real bad scammer. I'm not going to go too deep into the story, but it was crazy, right? He was using mistake, or he was just a very manipulative person that got into the hearts of, because silver stackers are very generous people. He would play the victim card. Ended up he was just scamming all of us for a lot of money and a lot of silver. So you don't want to trust everyone on here, because not everyone has the best intentions. So be careful with that as well. There's a lot of ways to get scammed, so you got to be careful. So finding a good coin dealer, that's also good. Look at all the local coin shops in your area. I have two around me. One is more about the silver is silver. The other one is more for its numismatic content. He has a lot of more collectible coins. And then, the one closer to me just buys bullion. So not all coin shops are the same. You got to remember those are individual silver stackers themselves, but they turned it into a business, which you're gonna have to do someday anyway. So you might as well pick their brain. Usually, if you build a friendship, you can usually get better deals and learn a lot of tips, so that can be extremely beneficial to how successful you become with your silver stack. So I hope this video helped you. Hopefully now you are a more aware, safer silver stacker that won't ever come across fake silver. So if you enjoyed this video, if you thought it was educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. I post daily videos. This was Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.